Welcome to your morning creativity session. Let's start by stepping into the middle of the mat, step forward, and stand on the edge of the mat. Put your hands together into Namaste and have a couple of deep breaths here. Now get ready to a low lunge. We're gonna step back on our right foot, back into a low lunge. So step down, step back. Put your knees down, intertwine your hands, and lengthen your spine backwards while looking upward. Remember to breathe all the way down to your stomach. Stay here for a couple of deep breaths. As we transition into the new pose, we're going to do it by going over, step into the downward facing dog, give a good stretch, step forward with the opposite leg into low lunge pose, point your toes backwards, knees down into the mat, intertwine your hands, opposite of before, lengthen your spine upward and look back. And again, have a long deep breath here and just relax your breathing. Keep the pose steady. Let go of your intertwined hands, step down, go into downward facing dog, give a stretch here. Now step forward with one leg and twist. So you go into the goddess pose, have a wide stance, come down into with your hips downward to the floor, keep them parallel to the floor. Lengthen your spine, tuck in your stomach, put your hands together, Namaste, and stay here. Feel the stability, feel the strength in your thighs. Keep your mind calm. Step up, lengthen your feet again, step one foot 90 degrees out, and go down into Trikonasana. Keep your arms straight, extending away from one another, and look upwards. Look on your thumb, give a good stretch here. Keep your legs straight throughout the entire stretch. Lengthen your spine as well, and keep looking upwards. Come back, twist over to the other side, go down into Trikonasana. Again, keep your legs straight. See how far you can reach down, it's comfortable. Keep your arms straight out in one line. Keep your balance and look upwards. Again, keep the legs straight. Front leg pointing 90 degrees away from the body. The other feet pointing a little bit inwards. Looking up, look on your thumb. Deep breathing here. Okay, come out of the pose, step up, step into the middle of the mat. And here we're going to go into half moon pose. So keep one leg straight, point the other leg backwards, bending forward, put one hand down to maintain balance. Keep both legs straight out, one on the floor, one into the air. One hand down and look upwards. If it's too hard to balance here, just keep looking at the floor. Open your chest, okay. Take your angle on the lifted leg, hold it and give it an extra stretch to your thigh. Look down at the floor. Deep breathing. To come out of this pose, simply let go of the angle, step down on the middle of the mat, straighten the other leg down into the mat and lengthen your opposite leg from before into the air. Reach down with the hand to touch the floor and up with your other hand into the air. Open up in your hips so you can turn as much as possible with the front, keeping your chest open, legs straight. Let go of the stretch upward, grab your ankle and give an extra stretch to your thigh. Point the knee backwards. Okay, to come out of the pose, let go of your ankle and step down to the middle of the mat. From here, give a little stretch, forward bend. Come forward into downward facing dog, give a good stretch, and let's get into the wild pose, wild thing pose. So we take one foot stepping over the other foot. Just take one step over while you're twisting your body, get your chest upwards. And lengthen your arm backwards and look backward. Stay in this pose as stable as possible. Push your hips upwards and the foot on the mat, keep it straight. Come back into downward facing dog, switch over, give a good stretch here, lengthen your spine, head in between your arms. Now step over to the opposite side. And lengthen your arm, keep the chest open and look out on the hand. Remember to push your hips again upwards to the ceiling. And get out of the pose, step over into downward facing dog, give a good long stretch. And let's get ready to get down onto the mat, chest on the mat, and go into bow pose. Grab your ankles, lift your upper body up, lift your knees up, tighten your glutes, tighten your buttocks, lengthen your spine, and slowly build your arc. This is more about using your internal muscles in your back than pulling in your legs. Pulling is just to hold stability. Okay, let go, come down. From here, we're going to go into a preparation pose, so sit back on your heels, step forward and lengthen the leg that's forward and straighten your toes into the mat while you have your upper body over your knee. Give a good stretch here. Okay, step back, put the other leg forward, keep the leg as straight as possible and your toes into the mat. Again, hold the upper body over your knee. Give a good stretch here. And from this pose, we're going to sit into cow face pose. So sit forward, sit down, take one leg into the buttock, step the other foot over and push your knees as closely together as possible while your feet is on opposite sides. When that is stretched, take one arm behind your back and one hand over your shoulder and see if you can clasp the hands here, giving a good stretch to your chest and your shoulders. Again, maintain deep breathing here, and when you feel for it, lean a little bit forward towards the knee to give an extra stretch to the lower back. Head towards the knee. Also, this gives a good stretch to the buttocks. Let go of the stretch, take your leg out of the stretch and get ready for the opposite side. So put your feet underneath the opposite buttock, take your other feet over the knee, push the knees downward together, giving a good stretch for your hips and your buttocks. Clasp the opposite arm behind the back and one hand over your shoulder. See if you can clasp. Bring the fingers together. Give a good stretch again to the chest. When ready, bend a little bit forward. Okay, get out of the pose, let go of your fingers straight. Hold. Put your feet back into sitting position. Get onto your knees and keep your toes into the mat and Sit back on your heels, giving a really good stretch to the whole back side of your foot. Keep your spine straight, look forward ahead. Put your hands on your thighs and just sit and relax here. Hold the stomach into your navel, or the navel into the spine. Just giving a good stretch here. See if you can find complete calmness in your mind. Come out of the pose, point your toes backwards, sitting on your front foot. Just lean forward into child pose. Take your arms back, put your forehead into the mat and completely relax here. Keep the deep breathing going. And let go. Now come out of the pose slowly. Sit down on your butt. Go into lotus pose or easy pose. Cross-legged. Put your hands into Namaste. You can also put your hands out to rest on your knees. Straight arms. Keep your back straight. Navel into your spine. Relax your shoulders and sit here. Put your pointy finger to your thumb on both hands. Lengthen the 3 other fingers and sit here in complete calmness. Taking in everything all the poses have done for your mind and body. And getting ready for what is to come. Okay, put your hands to Namaste, give a good thank you to yourself for this practice, and have a great day. Thank you very much.